Most people believe independence fades after a certain age, that once you pass 80, your world naturally gets smaller. But here's something no one tells you. Independence doesn't disappear overnight. It quietly slips away in the morning, or it strengthens there. I'm 88 years old. I live alone. It's not because I have to, but because I can. And what surprises people most isn't my age. It's how steady I feel, how clear my mornings are, how the rest of the day seems to fall into place without rushing, without strain. That didn't happen by accident. And it didn't require motivation, supplements, or willpower. It came down to 5 simple morning habits that changed everything. Most mornings begin the same way. The house is quiet. Light comes in slowly through the window. No television, no phone, no urgency. Just a moment where the day hasn't decided who I need to be yet. For years, I used to rush that moment away. I thought getting older meant moving faster before my energy ran out. But I learned the opposite was true. The first habit that changed everything was claiming the morning before the world could claim me. I don't start my day with news, messages, or noise. I sit. I breathe. Sometimes for 2 minutes, sometimes 5. Not to meditate, just to arrive. Most people think calm comes later, after the day is handled. But calm actually comes first. And when it does, your balance improves. Your decisions slow down. You stop reacting and start choosing. Here's a quiet question. When was the last time you gave yourself 5 uninterrupted minutes? Not to do anything, just to be present. That pause sets the tone. And once the tone is set, the rest of the day listens. But that still wasn't enough. Because clarity without movement becomes stiffness, which leads to the second habit. Every morning before breakfast, I move my body gently, deliberately, and without ambition. Not exercise, movement. A slow walk down the hallway. A stretch by the window, rolling the shoulders. Letting the joints wake up before the mind starts demanding things. There's a myth that movement must be intense to matter. That if it doesn't burn, it's pointless. That belief quietly steals independence from older adults. What actually preserves independence is circulation, range, consistency. I've noticed something interesting. On mornings when I move first, I drop fewer things. I stand more confidently. I feel reliable. And reliability is power at this age. Ever notice how the people who seem old aren't always the oldest? They're the stiffest. That's not age. That's neglect. Still, movement alone didn't change everything, because how you treat your body means nothing if you rush your mind. So the third habit surprised even me. I stopped eating breakfast immediately. Instead, I drink something warm. Slowly, tea. Sometimes just warm water. No distractions. Just warmth moving through the body. I used to eat as soon as I woke up because that's what I'd always done. But I noticed something. My mornings felt heavy, foggy, like my body hadn't caught up yet. Warmth first changed that. It signaled safety. It softened the body before asking it to work. There's a reason mornings feel better when they're gentle. The body listens closely at that hour. Have you ever noticed how a warm cup can quiet the room without saying a word? That softness carries forward. It makes choices easier, reactions slower, confidence quieter and stronger. And then came the habit that challenged what society expects from aging. I make one small decision early and finish it completely. Make the bed, wipe the counter, water the plant. Not because it's productive, but because it's complete. People assume aging means letting go of control, but independence isn't about doing everything. It's about finishing something. Completion creates momentum. It reminds you that you are capable, that things still respond to your hands. And here's the interesting part. Once you complete one thing, the rest of the day feels lighter, less overwhelming, less demanding. Have you noticed how unfinished things weigh more than difficult ones? This habit gave me confidence without noise. A quiet kind of authority. Still, something was missing. Because independence isn't just physical or mental, it's emotional. That's where the fifth habit comes in. Every morning, I remind myself out loud that today belongs to me. Not in a dramatic way, just a sentence. I move at my own pace today, or I decide what matters. It sounds simple, but it's powerful. Society constantly tells older people what they should stop doing. Stop driving, stop deciding, stop expecting more. This habit pushes back gently, but firmly. And something remarkable happens when you hear your own voice set the terms of the day. You stand differently. You speak more clearly. People notice. Not because you demand attention, but because you don't need permission. I've received more compliments in my late 80s than I did decades ago. Not about looks, about presence. You seem so steady, so comfortable, so capable. That's not luck. That's habit. Independence didn't come from strength. It came from structure. From mornings that respect the body, the mind, and the self. And here's the truth. Most people miss. These habits didn't change my mornings. They changed how time feels. Days stretch. Urgency fades. Confidence compounds. Because when you care for the beginning of the day, the rest follows quietly behind. If this resonated with you, there's something powerful waiting next. A simple idea that explains why small choices repeated calmly create massive freedom over time. Watch the next video on the screen. It's about the power of compounding and how it works far beyond money. I think you'll see your mornings differently after that.